Have you ever felt like the closer someone gets to you, the more you want to pull away? Do you value your independence so much that the idea of a serious commitment feels more like a cage than a sanctuary? Or maybe you've been told you're emotionally unavailable, even though you feel like you're just being practical. If this sounds familiar, you might be dealing with an avoidant attachment style. Today, we're diving deep into the psychology of the avoidant mind. We aren't just going to talk about the what. We're going to do an interactive quiz to see where you land on the spectrum, and then we're going to look at the why and how to find a path toward secure, healthy love. So, grab a pen or open a note on your phone. Let's get started. Before we hit the quiz, let's set the stage. Attachment theory, first developed by John Bowlby and Mary Ainsworth, explains how our earliest relationships with our caregivers create a blueprint for how we love as adults. While secure attachment is the goal, about 25 to 30% of the population falls into the avoidant category. This isn't a personality flaw, it's a survival mechanism. It's a way your brain learned to protect itself when your early needs for connection weren't consistently met. But how do you know if this is actually your blueprint? Let's find out. I'm going to ask you 10 questions. For each one, give yourself a score from 1 to 5. A 1 means this is not me at all, and a 5 means this is exactly how I feel. Be honest, no one is judging you here. Question 1, when a partner starts asking for more emotional intimacy or deep conversations, do you feel a physical urge to withdraw or change the subject? Pause. Question 2, do you often pride yourself on being hyper-independent, believing that you don't really need anyone else to be happy? Pause. Question 3, in a relationship, do you find yourself focusing on your partner's small flaws, like the way they chew, or a minor personality quirk, as a reason to keep your distance? Pause. Question 4. Do you often fantasize about being single again or free, even when you're in a relatively good relationship? Pause. Question 5. When things are going well in your love life, do you suddenly feel smothered or trapped without a clear reason why? Pause. Question 6. Do you prefer to keep your secrets and your inner world to yourself, even from those you are closest to? Pause. Question 7. Do you feel uncomfortable when other people express intense emotions like crying or extreme vulnerability in front of you? Pause. Question 8. During a conflict, is your first instinct to shut down, go silent, or leave the room rather than talk it out? Pause. Question 9. Do you find it easier to connect with people through physical intimacy or shared activities rather than through emotional sharing? Pause. Question 10. Do you often worry that if you truly let someone in, they will eventually control you or take away your sense of self? Pause. Okay, tally up your score. If you scored between 10 and 20, you likely have a secure or perhaps slightly anxious attachment style. If you're between 21 and 35, you have avoidant tendencies that probably show up when you're stressed. But if you scored 36 or higher, you likely have a strong avoidant attachment style. Don't panic. Understanding this is the golden ticket to changing your relationship patterns. In psychology, we categorize this into 2 main types, dismissive avoidant and fearful avoidant. Let's break down what those actually look like in real life. The dismissive avoidant is the classic lone wolf. If you're this type, you truly believe you are better off alone. You might see others as needy or dramatic. You've built a high, thick wall around your heart, and you're the only one with the key. You likely learned early on that if you wanted something done, or if you needed emotional comfort, you had to provide it yourself because the adults in your life weren't available or were dismissive of your feelings. So, you decided, fine, I don't need anyone. In relationships, you might use deactivating strategies, psychological tricks your brain plays to kill intimacy, like ghosting or suddenly deciding you're not ready for something serious, just as it gets real. Then there's the fearful avoidant, also known as disorganized attachment. This is a bit more of a push-pull dynamic. You crave love and connection, but you're also terrified of it. It's like having one foot on the gas and one foot on the brake. You might get really close to someone, feel a rush of intimacy, and then suddenly panic and sabotage it because vulnerability feels dangerous. This often stems from a childhood where caregivers were a source of both fear and comfort. Your brain never learned if closeness meant safety or threat, so now you're constantly scanning for the exit even when you want to stay. So why does this matter? Because the avoidant anxious dance is the most common toxic cycle in dating. An avoidant person often attracts someone with an anxious attachment style, someone who craves constant reassurance. When the avoidant pulls away for space, the anxious person chases harder. This makes the avoidant feel even more smothered, so they pull away further. It's a loop of misery. If you recognized yourself in the quiz, you've probably felt the guilt of hurting good people because you just couldn't show up the way they wanted. But here is the good news. Attachment styles are not a life sentence. Your brain is plastic. You can develop what psychologists call earned security. The first step to healing is awareness. When you feel that urge to pull away, stop. Label the feeling. Say to yourself, I'm feeling overwhelmed right now, and my avoidant brain is trying to protect me by shutting down. Instead of ghosting or being cold, try micro-vulnerability. Tell your partner, I'm feeling a bit crowded and I need 20 minutes of alone time to recharge, but I'm not leaving. This small act of communication prevents the other person from panicking and preserves your boundaries. You are teaching your nervous system that you can have boundaries and connection at the same time. Another powerful tool is challenging your inner critic. Avoidants often have a voice in their head that says they're going to let you down, eventually, or they're too much for you. When those thoughts pop up, ask for evidence. Is your partner actually being needy, or are they just asking for a basic level of connection? By questioning these automatic thoughts, you start to dismantle the wall brick by brick. You might also benefit from somatic tracking, noticing where in your body you feel the ick or the smothered feeling. Often it's a tight chest or a knot in the stomach. Breathing through that physical sensation instead of running away from the person can help regulate your nervous system. If you are the partner of an avoidant person watching this, remember, their withdrawal isn't a lack of love, it's a lack of safety. If you want them to open up, the worst thing you can do is chase them or criticize them for being distant. That just confirms their fear that intimacy is a trap. Instead, give them space and reward their small moments of vulnerability with warmth and safety. When an avoidant person feels they won't be judged or consumed by your needs, they often begin to feel safe enough to step out of their shell. Psychology shows us that we are all hardwired for connection. Even the most independent person among us needs a tribe. If you're an avoidant, your independence is your strength, but don't let it become your prison. You deserve to be seen, and you deserve a love that doesn't feel like a threat. It takes work and maybe some therapy, but moving toward a secure attachment is the most rewarding journey you'll ever take. If this video resonated with you, drop your score from the quiz in the comments, or just let us know one deactivating strategy you've noticed yourself using. Let's support each other in breaking these cycles. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives into the human mind. I'm here to help you understand yourself, one video at a time. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.